The Grand Council chamber of Nexus Prime fell into absolute silence. 7 species, representing the most advanced civilizations in the known galaxy, sat frozen in their observation pods, their multiple eyes, sensory organs, and neural interfaces all focused on the same holographic display that floated in the center of the chamber display, showing 300 human warships emerging from slipspace at the edge of their system. Commander Jasmine Chen stood on the bridge of the UES Reckoning, her dark eyes cold as the void outside. Behind her, Tactical Officer Kevin Morrison monitored the fleet formations with mechanical precision. Neither showed emotion, neither needed to. All ships reporting ready status. Commander Kevin announced, his voice flat and professional. Weapons hot, shields at maximum. The fleet awaits your order. Jasmine nodded slowly, her gaze never leaving the distant station that housed the council. Good, let them see us. Let them understand what's coming. 3 cycles ago, the Galactic Council had made their greatest mistake. They had deemed humanity too dangerous, too unpredictable, too aggressive for peaceful coexistence. In their infinite wisdom, they had voted unanimously to implement what they called the Quarantine Protocol, a sterile term for the systematic extermination of every human colony. Beyond Earth's solar system, they had struck without warning. 17 colonies, 4 million souls, men, women, children, erased from existence by orbital bombardment while they slept, ate breakfasts, played in parks, lived their lives. The Council had expected humanity to collapse, to beg for mercy, to accept their place as an eliminated species. They had studied human history and seen only conflict, only violence, only chaos. They had failed to understand one crucial element of human nature. Humans protected their own with an intensity that bordered on madness. Incoming transmission from the Council, Kevin reported. They're requesting negotiations. Patch it through, Jasmine said, her lips curling into something that wasn't quite a smile. The holographic display shifted, revealing the 7 council members in their ceremonial positions. At the center sat Verxen, the Quellian High Arbiter, his crystalline body refracting light in patterns that normally denoted authority and wisdom. Today, those patterns showed only fear. Commander Chen Verxen began, his translator struggling to maintain composure in his voice. We acknowledge that regrettable actions were taken. The Council is prepared to discuss reparations, to establish new territories for human expansion. To stop, Jasmine interrupted, her voice cutting through his words like a blade. You murdered 4 million of my people. You vaporized children in their beds. You thought you could eliminate humanity like vermin and face no consequences. We were all misinformed. Another council member, the insectoid Tlix, chittered desperately. Our intelligence suggested humans posed an existential threat. We acted in what we believed was galactic self-defense. Kevin stepped forward, data streaming across his console. Commander, fleet weapons are locked on all council installations, population centers, and military facilities. We have firing solutions for every major settlement in this system. Jasmine watched the council members shift in their pods, their various physiologies all expressing the same universal emotion, terror. You see, Jasmine continued, her voice eerily calm, that's where you made your second mistake. You thought we were dangerous because of our history of war, because of our capacity for violence, but you never understood why we fight. She walked closer to the holographic display, her image now looming over the cowering council members. We don't fight for territory or resources or abstract ideologies. We fight for each other. Every human child you killed had parents who loved them. Every colonist had friends, siblings, children of their own. You didn't kill 4 million isolated individuals. You created 4 million reasons for vengeance in the hearts of 40 billion humans. Verxen's crystalline structure was vibrating now, fractures appearing in his usually perfect surface. Please, Command, we have families too. Billions of innocent civilians who had no part in the Council's decision. Surely you understand. We understand perfectly, Kevin interjected, his voice hard. That's why you're still breathing. Jasmine turned to face her tactical officer, then back to the Council. Here's what's going to happen. The Galactic Council is dissolved, effective immediately. Every species represented here will submit to a new governing body, one that includes human oversight. You will surrender your weapons of mass destruction. You will pay reparations to every surviving human for the next 50 years. And if we refuse, Tlix asked, though the question sounded hollow. Jasmine's expression never changed. Then Commander Morrison gives the order, and in 17 minutes, every world represented in this chamber becomes a lifeless rock floating in space. We've run the simulations. We have the firepower. And unlike you, when we make a decision to end a species, we don't leave survivors to seek revenge. The silence that followed was absolute. The council members looked at each other, their various forms of communication flickering between them in rapid panicked exchanges. Finally Verxen spoke, his voice barely above a whisper. We accept your terms. Jasmine nodded curtly. Smart choice. You'll each transmit your formal surrender within the hour. Any delay, any attempt at deception, and the fleet opens fire. Are we clear? Yes, Commander Chen Verxen replied, his crystalline body now dim and defeated. Good. Jasmine gestured, and Kevin cut the transmission. As the hologram faded, Kevin turned to his commander. Think they'll actually comply? Jasmine stared out at the stars, at the vast darkness that held so much promise and danger. They will, because now they understand what we've always known. Humans aren't dangerous because we're violent. We're dangerous because we never, ever forget, and we always protect our own. She pressed a button on her command console. All ships, maintain battle stations. We're not leaving until every term is met. Throughout the fleet, 300 warships held their positions. A silent promise of destruction that the galaxy would never forget. The Council had learned the hard way what the universe would soon understand. Humanity had come not just for eradication, but for justice. And in the cold calculation of survival, sometimes the only difference between the two was who held the bigger gun. The age of the Galactic Council was over. The age of humanity had begun. The end.